Today's our subject is Fieldcraft and Battlecraft. We will see the lecture demonstration on use of ground and movement. Guerrilla warfare was a technique used by Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj to gain a tactical advantage over the enemy. It involved appropriate use of ground for movement with stealth and use of different hand and whistle signals to pass messages to troops in battlefield. With this I will come to the aim of the lecture. Aim of this lecture is to teach the NCC cadets about the use of ground, field signals and movement on field. To understand it easily, I will conduct this lecture in two parts. Part 1, understanding meaning of different signals. Part 2, use of ground and movement. Part 1, understanding meaning of different signals. There are three kinds of signals. Field signals given by hand, field signals given by weapon, and field signals given by whistle. In army, different methods are used to convey messages as shown below. Deployment. Right arm fully extended above head and waved from side to side. See here, palm is open. To show advance, right arm swung from rear to front in underarm blowing fashion. See in illustration, both the images are shown, front view and side view. Halt. Right arm raised to full extent above the head. Turn about. Here the right arm raised and bent above head. We can see it in illustration. Next, change direction. Right arm raised to front in line with shoulder. Body then turn in required direction. Next, to close. Right hand placed on top of head, elbow to right. See here. Follow me. Right arm swung from rear to front above the shoulder in overarm blowing fashion. Enemy approaching. Both hands open. Palm inward at waist level with inward scooping motion. See in the illustration. Next, enemy LMG firing. To show it, right hand thumb down signal. We can see in the illustration. Next, attack. Punching motion with right or left hand according to the direction of attack. See in the illustration. Close to renduous, that is RV. Close sign followed by both hands clasped in front of body at waist level. Next, infantry obstacle ahead. To show it, both hands crossed in front of body. Palm should be open in downward direction. To show the enemy in sight, here we will see now the signals given with weapon. To show it, rifle held above the head, parallel to ground, muzzle in the direction of enemy. See in the illustration. If the enemy in sight in large number, to show it, rifle held above the head, parallel ground, muzzle in the direction of enemy, and move up and down the arm several times. To show advance, both arms raised to form a U letter. We can see in the illustration the letter U is formed. Along with these different signals, we can show the signals with the help of whistles, cautionary blast, a short blast to draw attention to a signal or order about to be given. The alarm blast, succession of alternate long and short whistle blasts. Enemy aircraft, succession of small blasts. Enemy aircraft departed, 2 long blasts repeated at interval of 5 seconds. There are various occasions when voice control is not possible, like battle noises. Sometimes we need a silence like ambush, patrolling, raid, cordon. Intervening distances are too large. Before any field signal is executed, the commander has to attract the attention of troops. Methods to attract attention of troops are a short blast of whistle, bird call, whistle by mouth, clicks by using tongue, clicks by fingers. Besides field signals, there are various other means of communication in the army, which are like this: dispatch runners, dispatch riders, radio sets. Along with these, nowadays mobile sets are used. Some of the visual signals used during the day are flags and mercury coated mirrors. Flags are very effectively used by Navy on board a ship by the following ways. Flags, we use red, green and white flags. Mercury coated mirrors. Smoke. Along with these, various signals can be improved and pre-arranged, like clothes specifically hung out to dry, hurricane lamp kept in the window, flashing of torch with used as a Morse code, applying various cloths, signs on the forehead and arms. Some of the field signals that can be used at night are pre-decided signals on walkie-talkie, click by fingers, clicks by using tongue, whistle by mouth, use of rope, use of color light, use of blacked out torch, firing of weapon. Now I will come to the part 2 of the demonstration, the use of ground and movement. The primary task of infantry is to close in with enemy and destroy him. The aim of getting close is achieved by making skillful use of ground. Once we are forced to move in open, a part of our force will have to fire on enemy position and force him to keep his head down. This process of keeping one element on ground to give covering fire while the other element is on the move is called fire and movement. Fire and move. Fire and move is the basic tactics of a pair or a group of soldiers while they are closing in with enemy. Fire and move is also known as the tactics of one leg on the ground, which may be used in following situations. Enemy has opened small arm fire which is effective when own troops have been seen the enemy first, when enemy is known or suspected to be in certain area, and to cross obstacles. Basic consideration for fire and movement. There are 5 basic considerations for fire and movement. No movement on exposed ground without covering fire. Control by commander. The angle of covering fire from direct firing weapons should be as wide as possible without loss of control or time. Full use of available cover and optimum use of all available weapons. Skillful use of ground can help to achieve surprise and save lives. It is therefore required to develop an eye for ground. Ground should be considered from the enemy's point of view, and it should be appreciated for the following: fire positions, observation positions, cover from view, and obstacles. Types of cover. Cover from view is often not covered from fire, especially if the movement to cover has been seen by the enemy. Camouflage from enemy air and ground observation is the chief means of gaining surprise. Some of the main types of cover are undulating ground, sunken roads, beds of stream, sand and ditches, hedges and bushes, standing crops, and building walls. Dead ground. Ground which a soldier cannot see from his position is called dead ground. Troops under cover or in dead ground are safe from enemy observed fire, but not from indirect fire. Dead ground is also safe from detection by battlefield surveillance radars. Common mistakes. The wrong use of ground may lead to casualties and loss of surprise. Some common mistakes are carelessness by troops while making survey, unnecessary movement, using clear landmark, halting troops near mapped features which are always registered as targets by the enemy, bad track discipline, and failure to guard against enemy air observation. Fire positions. The ideal fire position should provide cover from fire, provide cover from view, afford a good view of ground, provide room in which It will easy to use weapon freely. Have a covered approach. Be easy to advance from. The selection of fire position requires knowledge of both of the characteristics of weapon and of the use of ground. I will come to the summary of this lecture. In this lecture we have studied the following: meaning of signals, signals given by hand, signals given by weapon, signals given by whistle, importance of ground, appropriate use of ground, how to do movements, cover and type of fire, and type and use of cover. Thank you.